Welcome. I'm your host, Dustin.
And I'm your co-host, Dean of the Dead.
And joining us today is Robbie and Leslie Ann Banfitch, mother and son in real life and in the upcoming horror sensation, The Outwaters. Let's all die alone in the dark.
I'm
So,
literally in the dark.
so Robbie, Leslie Ann, how you both doing? Whoever wants to go
You
first,
go,
doesn't matter.
Mom.
Um, I'm doing good. We almost got hit by a bus though, coming out of the
No,
tunnel.
don't tell me
Don't say
that.
that. For anybody
You're
who's
in a
listening
car
right now, she
driving.
is
No,
in the car.
it wasn't his fault. The bus just was crazy. For once, it
Um,
wasn't his fault.
when is he pulling over?
We're by the turnpike. Whenever he sees a place, he'll pull over.
I'm doing good. I've I don't like.
You're
I
not
have a thing
driving.
about cars,
Yeah.
so this is make. I feel like anxiety, but that's all right. But generally, I'm all right.
Yeah, I mean
He gets anxiety because he doesn't want anything happening to his mom.
yeah,
Yes.
Oh,
I'm the same
absolutely.
way with mine. So I mean,
What
we
is
all care about our mothers.
what's the traffic like on the turnpike? Our traffic in the UK is the worst traffic I've ever seen ever. But do you guys get pretty rough traffic over there?
Oh, it's going out of Manhattan at rush hour into the Lincoln Tunnel. It's crazy, and everybody's trying to cut you off. And I was so happy when you said it was delayed 15 minutes because I probably wouldn't have gotten a signal in the tunnel.
Yeah. Well, we're here now, and we're being as safe as we possibly can be, I guess. Robbie is like over there, like he's melting.
I know. Well,
I should just like cover the screen. Anyway, next question.
So one thing that I always like to kind of do with our guests is bring it back to the beginning, and we can go individually. Robbie, we can start with you. Is where did the love of filmmaking and writing, directing, acting, and all this kind of begin?
I think it would be more interesting to hear from my mom because I was really young and I don't. She probably has stuff I don't even know if she answers that.
All right.
Yeah. What do you remember,
okay.
Mom?
Well, he started probably when he was 5
Oh
with a
wow.
big VHS recorder of his dad, and he would do stop motion animation with dinosaurs and toy soldiers.
Oh, cool.
Yeah, I think it was more like eight-ish.
No,
I
you were
love
5.
this.
Okay.
And
At first I wanted to be a marine biologist because I love Jaws, but that was like short-lived, and then I just always knew I wanted to make movies. So I was lucky in that I always knew I wanted to make movies, and yeah, I don't really remember why I probably just like loved movies so much, so I wanted to make like King Kong and Jaws and Jurassic Park and
oh hell yeah.
Twister.
Very cool.
Twister. Mm.
Twister. Oh man, that's one I don't hear a lot of people bring up is the love
Oh,
for
I love
Twister.
Twister.
That holds the record of the movie I've seen the most time in theater. I saw it 6 times.
That's a great
Wow,
movie.
wow.
I loved it so much.
That's a great
Aren't they
movie.
making a Twister 2 now or something? I think I saw
Yeah, it's going to
them
be
talking
called
about that.
Twisters.
Yeah, Twisters.
Mhm.
Hopefully not with a Z. Just
Leslie Ann, let's go with you. Where did like the love of you do makeup and you do it professionally. Where did this kind of all begin? Was it like as an early age, or did it just
That
kind of
started when I was so little. I was playing with baby dolls, and I used to draw mascara on them with ink pen, and I would cut their hair
Oh wow.
with with really dull scissors. And it was just something that was in me from the time I was really little. I mean, because when you're playing with a baby doll, you're usually like 5 or so.
Yep. Give or take.
Not even. Well, I didn't even graduate to Barbies yet.
Oh wow. Wow.
But I love what I do, and now people are saying to me, my clients are like, "Oh well, you're going to be a horror movie star. You're not going to do makeup anymore." I said, "No, I will always do makeup. I love what I do
Yeah,
awesome.
more than Robbie covering me in blood."
Do you follow kind of people like Tom Savini's work or anything like that? You know, Savini's done like, you know, those kind of gory effects for years.
Oh, you're asking my mom.
I don't know who Tom Savini is.
Oh, you've probably seen him.
I'm not a horror aficionado.
That's kind of cool though. I like that. That's very punk. I love it.
Does beauty and glamour.
You do look very glamorous indeed.
Oh, thanks.
I reckon you've probably seen a lot of his work without knowing that it's him that did it. But yeah, he's a bit of a kind of horror legend when it comes to gross effects and makeup and stuff like that.
Well, I normally don't like gross effects, but you know, I support my son in whatever gross things he wants to do when it comes to horror.
There were some gross effects in this movie, I'm telling you.
Oh, yeah.
Yes, I was a little shocked at the thing I won't mention.
Yeah.
And I also...
Wait, I'm sorry. How far are you from pulling? Just like give me an estimate for my anxiety.
Can I turn the camera around so you can see what we're sitting in?
Just tell me how far you are from.
Far. We are in bumper.
All right, so you'll be driving this whole time. Okay, thank you.
He's so cute when he's nervous.
It's real fun.
This has to be, Dean, I think, the best interview we've had.
I'm loving it, man. I'm loving it.
Well, Rob, just so you know, it's bumper to bumper. We're doing like 20 miles an hour.
You look like you're going fast.
Yeah.
No, we are not.
All right.
I think as long as you're not behind the wheel yourself, you're totally fine.
But he's a bad driver.
Do you have to be the
Sorry,
extra
stepdad. Love you.
You have to be the extra set of eyes for him.
Not a bad driver. Not a bad driver. Like one of the rides people's asses and shit.
Oh, okay. The aggressive type. Yeah, I get you.
Like he's not bad at driving.
So
Hi, Keith.
A tailgater.
Love you, Keith.
He's driving very calmly. He said he loves you.
Great. Absolutely.
So
can I tell you a really cute story about Robbie and his stepfather?
Sure. This is an open book now. Let's do it, I guess. As long as Robbie's okay with it.
I'll tell you. I'm sure it's fine.
Oh, you know what I'm talking about?
No.
Right before we got married?
No, I don't.
Well, Robbie puts family and friends in his movie, so of course he had to put my husband in his next movie, Tinsman Road.
Don't spoil anything from that.
I'm not going to. He thinks I don't know what I'm talking about here. So he says to me right before our wedding, Mom, do you think you and Keith will be together forever? And I go, well, I hope so. We're getting married in a few weeks. And he's like, oh, good, because he's a really good actor. And I'm like, oh, it's not because you love him so much? And he's like, no, I love him, but he's a really good actor.
And also, a quick update: if my camera starts freaking out, it's just because it is possessed. I have a new one on the way, so just ignore it if it starts freaking out.
Probably some creature from the Outwaters.
I know, right? It's actually really, really funny because it only started freaking out after I watched Skinamarink and the screener of the Outwaters that we got. Is when it started freaking out. So, you know, indie low budget horror is definitely messing around with my technology over here, but I love it.
I bet.
And
I
also,
like your background.
Thank you. Also, this will probably be releasing close to the theatrical run. All
right, back
on the wheels. Back on the wheels. Dean, I know you have a few questions over there. I'll let you swing a couple before I dive into my book.
Yeah, so Robbie, just talking about filmmaking, like you said, or we're talking about being into stop motion animation stuff like that. Is this your first feature? What was your first feature?
No.
Have you done a few short? Did you start off doing shorts and then go into kind of making feature length?
I got like 50-ish shorts through the course of my life.
Wow,
technically
cool.
My first feature was my thesis film. It's an hour long, so that falls under feature. I don't personally consider it a feature. Because for me a feature has to be like an hour and 15 in my mind. But technically and then my first feature is actually called Ex Valis, and it's all shot and edited, but it needs an original score. So Outwaters is technically my third feature, but the first one that I'm putting into the world in any like real capacity.
Yeah, right, man. And then obviously, you wrote it, directed it, acted in it, music in it. Like, man, that's you're a talented dude. How was it doing? Just kind of, taking the helm, doing all these different things. Did you find that tough, or did you just kind of chuck yourself into it, punk style?
It's what I'm used to, and I like doing most aspects of it, so it's just fun. It's like hard work, but it's fun. Like I love editing, so that was the
Cool.
lengthiest.
And it's kind of all on your
Robbie,
terms.
I'm sorry to interrupt. Do you want us to pull over because we can't?
Please, like, but in a
Yeah,
safe
help his
place, like
anxiety a little bit.
a safe,
Yeah, I know. He gets
like
really nervous. Just pull in
like
right here.
a safe place.
Yes, we're pulling into a strip mall.
Okay.
Perfect.
Ooh, there's a Michael's. I could buy Christmas decorations.
Oh, have her go through Michael's as we're doing the interview. That would be great.
Well,
Yeah.
Robbie always says I have to keep up my Christmas decorations till he comes home. So one time I had a Christmas tree up until Easter, but that's why I was a holiday decorator on the side. I've done restaurants, dental offices,
Oh wow.
hotels. So I'm a Christmas freak. And so I had to take our live tree down. It wasn't going to last till February. So I put up 3 new trees. So we could, because he always wants to celebrate Christmas together. Hey, pull up under a good light.
Of course, yes. You always gotta look your best.
Oh, look, see, the lighting's better here in the mall. You know, Jersey, it's famous for malls.
Did I answer your question? I can't remember now.
I'm sorry.
Oh no, it's all right.
No,
You did.
Yeah,
You
you
did, man. Yeah. We're just talking about you kind of, just doing it all kind of on your own terms and
Oh.
everything. The directing and just being at the helm of everything, and yeah, I guess, yeah, man, the passion really comes through. It's a badass movie, man. It's very intense.
Thanks.
It really, really is. And
I tried.
Well, you succeeded.
Yes. I want to throw one to Leslie Ann. You said that you always support Robbie and his works and whatnot. So when it came to this film, was it shocking with what he was going for and what you had to do in it and whatnot? Or was it kind of like a norm for you? Like, oh, well, this is just Robbie. I'm used to this.
Well, no spoilers, but there was one part that was quite shocking that I said, do you really have to put that in there? I think that's what made it stand apart from all the other found
Is
footage.
that the bit at the end by chance?
You know what I'm talking about.
Yeah.
I think so.
I mean,
so.
we
Yeah.
can talk about it. We can definitely talk about it. We can spoiler it now.
I don't want to spoil it.
No.
All right, Robbie says no.
But I can say that
I don't want it either. I don't want to spoil that.
Okay.
That is quite shocking.
I can say that the first time I showed it to her in its very first cut, which was way different and even weirder. Like literally, like after she watched the whole movie, she was just like, that was interesting. Yeah, but I totally get it. It was way weirder the first time around. Now it has more of a story and stuff.
I mean, the movie is, very. I'm not gonna say it's all over the place because it's pretty straightforward what it's going for. But then it throws you through the ringer for a little bit, and you're like, what the hell is going on here? Like Dean and I were asking ourselves, like, is it this? Is it that? Is it this? And this is what I love about films like this. Is like there is a narrative there, but you're still kind of guessing, like, okay, what is actually going on here? And then when everything starts going crazy, you're like, oh, okay, I think I get it now. And I think that's why this movie is so brilliant, is because it really makes you think a lot, and also the way that you're doing all the camera work, and a lot of the time you're not seeing exactly what's happening. And I kind of like that. It's a lot of audio. There's a lot of audio stuff going on, and I love that about films. And I think that in itself is masterclass, man. You nailed it with audio in this one for sure.
Thanks. Audio is probably the most elaborate thing about it. I initially wasn't even thinking about like that it would have sound design. I was like, oh, it's found footage. I'm gonna keep everything totally raw. But then once I saw the possibilities, then it was really fun to work on that. I've always done the sound design for my movies, but it was always pretty like ordinary, basic things that, this was just like a whole new project.
Yeah,
The
so
sound.
right at the very beginning of the film, it's really intense. So I kind of played it through, and I was listening through my headphones. And when you got that really kind of excessive screaming, I was like, "Whoa, this is really intense!" From the word go, and then the voices kind of start morphing. You was there kind of like an Evil Dead influence in there with the voices, that kind of dead.
No, I love Evil Dead, but that wasn't in my mind. I'm trying
Right.
to think of what was in my mind for that. I don't know if any particular movie was in my mind for the audio thing. Oh, you know what? Maybe Event Horizon.
Oh yeah,
Oh,
yeah,
okay.
yeah,
Oh yeah, that's another one.
That was terrifying.
Event
yeah.
Horizon, yeah.
I do love that one. I know some
Well,
She
horror
actually
films.
knows a lot.
Well, because he
Um,
forced me to watch them growing up. So, now I never was like a big horror fan, but of course now I'm becoming a big horror fan. But I saw in the theaters The Exorcist,
Oh
oh,
wow.
which
nice.
was I was in high school, one of the scariest things. And I swore when I was reading the book that my bed started shaking. I
Wow.
really thought my bed was shaking.
Wow.
And then I know this is kind of obscure, but one of my favorite horror films is What Lies Beneath.
That's
Oh,
a great
okay.
not
film.
obscure.
I love that movie.
That's a very good film.
It's
Actually, I
so
need to revisit that
classy, that movie.
Oh
I'm
yeah.
so classy. I like classy horror films.
But you know what I'm jealous of is my mom saw Grizzly in theaters.
Oh wow.
I don't even remember he took me. Oh, wait. One of my favorites, Piranha 3D.
Oh yes, I mean that's a classic.
I saw that with Robbie. Yes, he makes me. I saw the Blair Witch with him.
Wow.
Yeah, I've seen so many. I couldn't even tell you. There
I
was
was
one
saying
about.
she saw if you're talking about obscure things, she saw the original Grizzly in theaters in the 70s.
Yeah, that's nuts.
That's very cool.
That's really nuts.
He's
And Black
dating me.
Christmas.
I'm an
You
old
saw Black
lady.
you saw Black Christmas in theaters, right? Back
Oh,
when
that
I would
was
have loved to see
scary.
that in the theaters.
Yeah, that's an intense film.
That was, I was a teenager in the mid 70s, so there were some good films
Jaws.
out.
So annoyed. I mean, I guess I've seen most of them in the theater now because I can go to Quentin Tarantino's theater, but
Oh,
to see
nice.
like Jaws for the first time ever in the theater, like when no one had really seen it, I'm jealous.
Wicked. They do a thing over here. There's like they call it like secret cinema, and there's like all these. There's another one I think they're called Lunar Cinema, and they show Jaws outside on a big screen, and everyone sits in rubber dinghies in a huge swimming pool watching it. I'm
Mhm.
like, oh, I don't fancy that.
I wanted to do that
terrified.
so badly. They were
It
doing
would-
that around me.
Oh,
But-
it'd be. I would love. I would love to do it. To be fair, but I'd be. Oh, my imagination. I'd be
Yeah.
terrified. It
I
would be.
want to do it.
I think the coolest thing I ever saw in cinema, and it wasn't really horror, but was Labyrinth with Jim Henson's Labyrinth. That was
Oh,
one of my
yeah.
favorite films with David Bowie.
Oh yeah, that was good.
I remember seeing. I
Hey,
was
David
old,
Bowie was one of my very first concerts that I saw at Madison Square Garden in the 70s.
right. Okay.
He
Yeah.
used to go to Pink Floyd concerts.
That's
No, I
awesome.
didn't. Unfortunately, my husband
Oh.
did, but I went to see Jethro Tull, Led Zeppelin.
Oh
I'm
yeah.
jealous
now
of
we're
that
talking.
one. Oh man.
Yeah, I know. My son is pretty jealous of all the concerts I saw
You
when I
got
was.
you got a cool mum, Robbie. You have got a very cool mum.
Super supportive in crazy
Hey.
movies, drenched in
And I'm-
blood. Come on, man. That's great.
Well, when the scene that is on the poster, of my face covered in blood.
Yeah.
I came home after a double makeup work day, 13 hours, walk in the door, and I see my $1,700 ball and claw foot tub filled with blood. And I freaked out. And
No,
I'm like,
but
oh
it's a tub, like it doesn't stain.
well, I didn't know. All I know was it was a very expensive tub. So he's like, Mom, I just need to cover you in blood. And I just have to film you for a little bit. And I'm like, are you kidding me? I just had a 13-hour workday. I'm exhausted. Please, Mom, just cover yourself in blood. So I covered myself in blood, and that was the famous poster shot.
That's so cool.
Yeah, both
So I
of the
guess
posters
it was
that came
worth
out
it.
are pretty cool.
Yeah, Keith Garrett designs is amazing.
Super, super cool. And I love the tagline too. We all die in the dark. It's so ominous and so scary, you know, because it's
Creepy, yeah.
it's scary because
True.
it's so true, you know. That's the
That's
thing.
true.
It's so true. And that's what's so scary about it. But you know, you were talking about you saw Blair Witch, and a lot of people, and I don't know if this was the intent, Robbie, for the marketing on this. Was it being kind of like Blair Witch with the people being missing and whatnot? Was that an intent that you
Well,
wanted to do?
None of I had talked to my distributors about the fact that no one going to believe that we're missing. Like
Yeah.
that's been done. I didn't want to try to do that. But the specific missing poster was just like a, not even a nod. Like that's just like, hey, oh, you won, Blair Witch. And it's just like fun. We were never trying to make people think we were actually missing. Just
Yeah.
because
Now we are.
what?
Now we are.
What
Where
do you
you
mean?
said mommy and I said, where are you?
Oh, on Twitter?
Yes.
Oh.
And then some really famous big shot horror reviewer said something to you about, oh, I've gotten so many of these the scary boxes you were sending. And so I tweeted at him, but he didn't tweet back. I guess I'm not big enough.
Tweet
I
at
said,
everybody. Literally tweet at
I know.
everybody.
Hey, I'm into this, 63, and I might have like a little modicum of fame. I don't know. Even
Love
though I
it.
am on a commercial with Christopher Maloney from Law and Order, I do have some moments of fame.
Oh wow.
But I tweeted at the guy. He's like, oh, I get these all the time, and I go, don't you care about my son? Aren't you going to help me find my son? So I'm totally playing into this whole thing.
That's
really
great. I love
it's
it.
so much fun. I love it.
Oh, I love it. I
Robbie's
love
probably
it.
annoyed with me because
No,
I'm just
well,
I'm constantly tweeting.
just if any of the housewives that follow me tweet, just like don't try to talk to the housewives. There's a delicate balance.
I would never try to talk to the housewives, and I heard they're trying to get rid of Housewives of New York City. Rob, I hate to break it to you.
No, Andy
I
Cohen
that.
said to not believe everything you read, so I'll trust Andy.
Yeah, I saw that, but
Hell yeah.
It's happening. Although it won't be the same without Ramona. Sorry,
he
guys.
loves Kyle
probably don't know
Richards.
what- Yeah, Kyle Richards is my favorite. I want to work with Kyle Richards in a horror movie.
She's beautiful.
Hell yeah. Hell yeah.
But once I lost, there was something we were talking about before all of that. I forgot. So sorry.
No, you're good. We were just talking about the marketing and the boxes that happen.
Wait. I'm sorry. I wanted to make a point about that. It's just a pet peeve. I'm finding that doing interviews, I can vent a lot of my horror pet peeves. So in found footage movies, after the first Blair Witch Project and maybe like one or two more, whenever it says this footage was found, there's a part of the brain where the audience is like, no, it wasn't. We know it wasn't. So in mine, I just wanted it to kind of like not say that, but just have the, like you're supposed to be watching this, but it doesn't tell you what you're watching. So just wanted to express that.
Okay. Makes sense. That makes sense. So another thing with the marketing too that's been popping up that's really cool were these boxes. That's some really cool shit too. I'm jealous of everybody that's getting them.
I don't know that. Did you see the cake that I bought Robbie at Walmart with the bloody hand, and it said "Congrats, Rob" when he came home to congratulate him on?
I'll tweet it. I'll send it to them and they can use it.
Yeah, the guy at Walmart was so helpful, and I told him, of course, because I brag to anybody who will listen about my son. And he was like really into it, and I said I want a cake for him to congratulate him. His horror film, just got purchased and it's going to be distributed. And he's like, it was Halloween, and he goes, I have a cake in the back with a bloody hand on it. And I said, that's perfect. So that's what he had waiting for him when he came home to visit, a bloody hand cake.
Yeah.
Oh yeah.
It looks like the bloody handprint on the boxes.
Yes. Oh, that's awesome. That's awesome. Dean, I'll let you throw a couple questions to you, man.
Yeah. So you're shooting in the desert. What were some of the challenges of like shooting out in the desert?
Pooping.
Like super hot out there. Kind of, would you spend a lot of
Um,
time out there? Did you have to kind of keep breaking for some shade, or like, I mean, we don't get me. We don't. It's freezing over in the UK, so
it was mostly pooping, and
yes,
we were swarmed by bees, and we had to like run.
Oh no.
That was just once, and wind.
yeah,
That's
But I figured
captured
out
very well in the film
how to
too.
keep the wind in so that it sounds realistic, but hopefully not annoying. So,
yeah.
wind. But the main one was just like literally like we actually were not close to anything. So, very primal, taking a crap and then burying it
Ew.
like a bear.
I hope
Wow.
you brought toilet paper with you.
Guerrilla filmmaking at its
Yeah,
finest.
Stick some of those in the boxes.
Oh my god.
yeah.
I love that.
You got an exclusive scoop.
Yeah, that's it. Yeah,
Literally.
we haven't found the people in the film, but we have found these.
That's awesome. That's awesome. I
Yeah.
don't know. Like I've
Um,
always
I-
wanted to go to some desert or a part of a desert and just to see how it is. But man, the area that you are in the Mojave and everything, it looks beautiful on film, but I would not want to be there. And after this film,
I
I
love it.
definitely don't want to be there.
I really love it. It's so I love going to the desert. At this point, I've been so many. I mean, it's only a few hour drive to certain like most of the places. But now I was kind of like looking for excuses to be like, oh, I feel like this need this scene, aka like let's go to the desert for the day or camp. Yeah, I love it out there.
Deserts are great
Uh,
places, man. They're
I,
really eerie places. I'd say they're very kind of, they can be really eerie places. Like I've camped in the Sahara Desert before, and that was just really weird. Waking up in the morning, like fuck, I'm in the Sahara Desert, and like just looking out, there's nothing for miles. And my parents used to live in Australia, in Perth on the west coast, so there was just deserts everywhere, and like the pinnacles with all the rocks kind of sticking up. So I find them fascinating places, even though it's just barren land for miles. So I
yeah,
find that really creepy.
I like the colors.
Oh yeah, the pop, especially seeing it through the
Mm.
lens of this film. It is beautiful, and the sunset too. The way you captured the sunsets were so beautiful. Like obviously you can't get that in the city. And like I was telling Dean, like when the scene happened, I was like, this is such a beautiful shot. And then everything just goes sideways once that happens. Once everything goes down in this film, it's crazy. And I love the journey that this film has, and how it makes you kind of disoriented because you're like you don't know what's going on, and that's I think the whole beauty of this film is being so disoriented because I've never felt like this watching film before. This
Oh,
disoriented.
cool. Thanks.
That is really nice of you to say.
Well, I mean,
Yeah.
thank you for creating this masterpiece. It legit is an
No, you
80s
can't call it a
masterpiece, man.
masterpiece.
It really,
Thank
to
you.
I
me,
know.
it is.
I'm afraid like the hype is so big about this movie. You know, I think it is a masterpiece, even though it's not my style of film.
Yeah.
But just that he did everything from sound design to editing to acting to singing to special effects. Like I saw the special effects. I said, "How did you do that?" And he's like, "I just went on YouTube." But actually, like
There was one thing I needed to look up. The other stuff I kind of knew how to do because I've been making, I know like what kind of blood looks good or not, whatever.
Mm.
I just hate it, and you'll see like $100 million movie and the blood looks like purple. I'm like, what? But most of the stuff that was created, I just used like logic to make, and then if it didn't look right, I would just make it better. The only thing I had to, I don't want to spoil. There was one thing I had to look up to make, yeah,
Yeah.
and I found a YouTube video. Yeah,
Yeah. Hell yeah.
Well,
Well, you got to watch the movie to find out what he's talking about.
it's
Yeah.
actually not
yeah,
that.
I
It's
use
something
some
else.
special effects, and I found out from YouTube how to do a bullet hole, and I felt so bad because I did a bloody gashed up leg, and I posted it on my Instagram, and I said, "Oh my God, I cut my leg mowing the lawn," and people were freaking out, like, "You need to go to the hospital." I'm like, "Oh, it must be good," because they told me for at me. And I'm like, I'm really sorry. I just want to test out if my special effects work was good.
Oh yeah.
She also posted one time when she visited me. I live right by the Blue Scientology building that's in all like the Going Clear documentary. And so we had her take a picture right in front of it, like with a blank face saying like, finally found my space or something like that.
Time
And
for a change.
Oh wow, that's awesome.
That
was
was
one of my
Robbie's idea, of
faves.
course. Robbie's very clever like that. And people were
was a
freaking
fave.
out about that.
Hell yeah, hell yeah.
You should do that again. People will have forgotten by now.
But we don't want to piss off the Scientologists.
Who gives a shit?
Yeah, I'm right there with Robbie. Who gives a shit? Scientology is.
They're literally my
crazy, man.
neighbors. Like, you know, I see them every day, and they're
Yeah, I like that he lives. I mean, literally, you could throw a rock and hit the Scientology building, but I like that he lives there because it's safe because they have so much security there. So I feel a little more comfortable with him living right near.
There's actually a shot that I made sure to get the Scientology building in the Outwaters. So like there's
Did I don't remember that.
Well, I didn't film the sign because that would be distracting, but I filmed the building through my window through the trees. So if you see a blue building when there's a thunderstorm, that's the Scientology building.
Oh, okay.
Yeah.
All right, I'm gonna have to rewatch that, which is a good thing because I'm gonna be rewatching it tomorrow night at the Cinema Salem because I live in Massachusetts, so I'm gonna be right there for the
That's
early
so
screening.
awesome that you're going tomorrow night in Salem, no less.
Yeah, and
Home of the witches.
What's also
And
really
Tim
cool
is gonna play "How Come That Blood" before, which is he's one of my favorite musicians since high school, since Cold Mountain came out, and I discovered him. So that he's gonna play that song that he was gracious enough to give me for the movie, like before it's just cool, and I'm kind of jealous I'm not there.
Yeah, I mean, it was also really cool is we actually recently just became friends with Damien Maffei, who played the devil in Haunt, and he was in Strangers Pray at Night, and he's going to be there for the screening tomorrow, so that's really, really cool. I'm going to be meeting him in person, so he's going to be watching your film, going to be seeing that. It's an awesome time to be a horror fan right now, to be honest, with all the amazing stuff coming out, especially indie. And I've been saying this a lot, like the future of horror is indie. It really, really is. And you know, Robbie, folk like you, and even like Kyle with Skinamarink and a bunch of other stuff that's been coming out, you're pushing boundaries that, you know, bigger studios would not want to do.
Thanks.
They say that horror films are bringing people back to the theater.
It's true.
It's very true.
Super true.
Especially with Terrifier, kind of with that as well. You know, they never saw that coming, and it just kept, week after week after week after week, and people just kept coming to see it and pumping, millions into the Terrifier. And that's great because everyone's like, okay, so now you get the biggest studios going, holy shit, we need to make films like this.
Yeah.
Well, that's why Manville Cinemas, where Robbie grew up, I, of course, tried to promote him to the, Manville Cinemas. And I talked to the manager, Steve, and I said, he grew up there. He saw Blair Witch there, and it would be really cool. And I can't believe that out of all the cinemas in New Jersey, that the one cinema that's playing his film is in Manville.
Yeah, I used to like walk there after school by myself and sneak into R-rated movies and buy tickets for
Well, I said he doesn't really believe things that I believe, which you'll find out in his next film. But I said that I think it's his dad from heaven, like saying, "Yeah, Rob, I'm going to get this film in Manville." And
I think it's because Reading Cinemas happens to have a cinema in Manville.
I think it's your dad.
Cute. Well, you can see all that.
He doesn't believe in that stuff.
You can see all that in Tinsman Road.
Yes, Tinsman Road. So that one, Robbie and I are co-stars.
That's actually so cool that you're already
co-stars in this one too, though.
What, Rob?
We're co-stars in this one too.
Yeah.
I'm not a star.
Yes, you are.
Now I know what you mean.
Oh, you
mean she's not like a big star
in this film. You really do. Like, yeah, you may not.
No, I have a tiny part.
It's very important, though.
Like, you may not be like physically there on screen, but your audio is there, and it's super important to what's going on.
I am physically on screen.
I know.
But no. They're saying that even though you're not on screen a lot, your presence is there a lot, and all the audio things you did when you're not on screen are really important as well. So you are a very big part of the movie, even though you're not physically on screen a lot. Is what they're saying.
Well, Robbie always tells me I'm a great actress. I go, Rob, I don't really consider myself an actress. I just do whatever you tell me to do. And he's like, well, that's what makes it good, Mom. It's so natural. But I really cry on demand.
She can cry like I have her crying in all three
like a little bitch.
I would love to see you in more movies, Leslie Ann. I think you're great.
Oh, the next one, I had a really good cry on demand session.
The next one really kind of like the next one, she's basically the main character besides me. And I'm behind the camera a lot once again because it's found footage. Totally different, by the way. Totally different vibe, story.
Totally different. Yeah. I love his next film. I love it. You know, the Outwaters. I love it because I appreciate his brilliance, but it's not something I would have gone to see as a 63-year-old woman. You know,
I would have made her see it though if I didn't make it.
He would have. He would have.
But no, the next one really showcases her chops.
Oh yeah, you're gonna be a superstar in the acting world.
Robbie is very shy, and I don't know how he became a shy kid when me and his dad were totally I don't know if I should say it, media whores, like we love attention whores. I mean, well, I'm media too because I've been in commercials. They always throw me in there. Oh, Leslie Ann, get in there, you know, because they know I can't act. But
she loves it.
What? I love it.
Loves it.
Loves it. That's hot.
That's hot.
You guys are great, man. I'm loving this.
Yeah, me too. It's like
I'm loving it too. I'm just so mad that I didn't have my beautiful background that I set up.
You guys, and I guess when the movie comes out and up into the release, I'm guessing you're going to be doing this a lot.
As a cinematographer, I'm having a real problem with that truck in the background, that bulbous ass truck. Thank you.
I had Keith holding the camera for a while because my arm started getting tired. Is that better?
Yes.
I was going to ask you.
Do not move, honey, please.
No, I wasn't meaning to move.
So, how long did it take you to shoot the movie? How long? What was? Did you kind of
shooting
do it?
Days, maybe like 25 days total. But I did like a main shoot, and that was like 5 days plus a little like the slice of life stuff was sprinkled about whenever that was all like literally like an hour here, an hour there, like because my friends who are in it I hang out with regularly anyway. And then we did a big reshoot / adding more scenes like a year and a half later, and then maybe like 6 1 to 2 day random shoots. So like 20 to 25 days.
Oh, okay.
Total.
I thought it was going to be way more than that.
I think it's about 25.
If it wasn't for the reshoot, it would have gone really quickly and much less costly.
Did you fund the whole project yourselves as well?
Yeah, I was working at Greenpeace, like the nonprofit, and I funded the movie just like after I paid rent and stuff. Like, you know, it really real, but it was like renting a car and like getting fake blood.
Wow,
that's so cool. I love that whole DIY ethic. That's punk ethic, man.
Filmmaking at its finest, really.
Awesome. I always had gallons of fake blood under my sink when Robbie lived with me. And funny thing is, I just sold the condo recently, and the guy contacted me and he goes, "Look what I found when I was taking the wallpaper down in your bedroom." And Robbie had written with his finger in paint "red rum" on the wall.
Oh, that is so awesome.
I don't know if
I don't even remember that.
Well, I know it was you because I didn't.
No, I never did that. That was probably the people before us.
No, Robbie, it was you.
Why would I write red rum on the wall as a
because
teen?
You were sleepwalking.
No, you were little. You were little.
Yeah, the twitchy thumb as well.
That wallpaper was up for 25 years. You were little, and you
where?
Stuck your hand in the paint.
In Bridgewater?
Bridgewater, yeah.
No, Mom, we moved to Bridgewater when I was like 13, 12. I wasn't little. I was like
you did it.
I wouldn't have written red.
Okay, whatever. I didn't do it. Okay.
Or did you?
Well, I'm just saying that that's something a toddler would do, not
Maybe I
a
did, and I thought it would be good press to bring it up. No, I
I'm
didn't.
just saying, I think it was the girl that lived there before us. Anyway, whatever. This is...
He always has to argue with his mother, even over the minor things.
Leslie, and I have a question for you. This is a makeup question for the film. Like, how much of the makeup did you do? Did Robbie kind of like, go more with just the effects, or was he kind of letting you lead the charge on?
Nope,
all the
Robbie did
makeup?
everything.
Oh,
Yeah,
really?
she didn't do makeup on this. She wasn't around for most of the shoot because we shot most of it in California. So I would say she did her own makeup.
I just did my own makeup.
Okay.
Yeah, but it was supposed to be just normal makeup.
Except for that horrible scene when he surprised me.
Yeah, she wanted me to cut that out, and I was like,
I want him to cut it out. I had, my hair was all wet. I had glasses on. I looked like a slob, and I look horrible. But he surprised me, and I didn't know he was filming me. And I was getting a haircut, so my hair was all wet. But he won't cut it out. He wouldn't cut it out. So
No
you'll
way.
just have to you'll just have to deal with this glam right now.
All right. Yeah, I wasn't sure if you did any makeup or anything on this one, so that's really
No,
cool to
just
hear
on
that
my-
Robbie was kind of
He
taking
did
charge.
everything. Well, I mean, the girls did their own makeup.
Mm-hmm. And I mean, everything in this film, like sound design, imagery that you got going on, the acting, everything it's so much more than just an indie film to me. It feels way bigger than an indie film, and I like that a lot. And Dean, like he was saying, dude, the audio in this for like the booms and everything that starts happening, it's loud as hell, and I love it.
Robbie's so good at that. Well, Robbie's good at everything, if I may brag about my kid.
That's because you're a musician as well, right, Robbie?
For fun, not really. Like,
okay, cool.
like I have
he has a beautiful, haunting voice.
I have no aspirations to like. I was never like someone who wanted to be a musician, is what I'm saying.
But
I do for fun sometimes. Like I write.
He made an album.
Not a real. I made a few songs. They're in the movie. So
yeah, no, they're great, man. There's some really good music going on, really haunting music going on. But yeah, I wondered if you had a background in kind of like audio engineering or even just mixing your own music, whether that you kind of pulled those, into kind of mixing the audio for the movie. Because literally from the word go, I listened to it through a set of headphones so I could hear, get the full audio experience, and I was just like, holy shit! A couple of times I had to take them off because I was like, this is freaking me out, man. But yeah, it's really well done. And then
I did the sound design in iMovie.
Really? Wow.
Oh yeah.
Robbie, did Lauren write the Outwaters theme, or was Salem?
No, Salem wrote the Outwaters theme and one of the other songs. Lauren is my friend from New Jersey that I grew up with, and her song's the one that plays over the end credits. It's called Red Hands, and it's amazing.
They're all so amazing. All his musician friends are so talented, and Megan Tonjes, she is just awesome.
Very cool.
Yeah, I think we have pretty much all the cast really coming in, and everybody who made the music. We have him coming on. We have Salem coming on next week. When we were trying to plan everything with you, we were trying to bang everybody out in one day, and there's a lot of interviews, but it's fun.
I'm sorry, it's my fault.
No. Don't ever be sorry. I mean, everybody lives busy lives and whatnot.
Anything down during the week.
And the premieres and everything that's coming on right now, you guys got to focus on marketing, especially you, Robbie. Everybody's doing such a great job. And one thing that I wanted to bring up is that we actually work very closely with Screenbox. Mm-hmm. And so how did the acquisition come about for Screenbox?
Someone saw it at Panic Fest and reached out. Brandon and Brad reached out.
Brandon Hill, yeah, he's really, really cool.
From seeing it, I believe, at Panic Fest.
All right, awesome. Yeah, because we do a lot of coverage for Screenbox, but we're actually pretty close to them. We're not sponsored or anything. Maybe one day, who knows? But we're pretty close with Alex, with Brandon, and Brad, and all the other ones over there, like Bloody Disgusting. So it was really cool to see that you got, Shudder's got Skinamarink, which is another, indie, sort of found footage, if you want to say that.
I wouldn't.
Yeah, some people are saying that. I'm like, I don't know if I really believe that. And then you have, Screenbox with the Outwaters, and it's awesome to see that both of these movies are getting the attention they rightfully deserve, in my opinion.
Thanks. I love Skinamarink.
Yeah, me
We're
too.
going to the World's Fair, and there's another, but yeah, no, I'm that was just total luck and chance that Kyle and I had our movies coming out around the same
You guys
time.
like, I love all like the social media stuff that you guys are doing now. Like, we're best friends, and we're gonna go out for a cigarette and whatnot.
I love all his things with the
great.
birds. They're hysterical.
Well, The Birds is one of my favorite movies, and my favorite scenes are all the scenes with Annie and Tippy's character's name. I forget, Annie Hayworth, whatever. So, and Kyle loves The Birds too. So I love, yeah. Skinamarink and Outwaters are buddies.
Hell yeah. Hell yeah.
And I'll see Kyle this week because he's in LA. So.
Oh yeah, he's doing the premiere, all right, or that
Ooh, look at
special
the
show.
good lighting I'm getting.
Yes,
I'm sorry.
he'll be here. He'll be here for the Skinamarink experience. So I'm going to that.
Hell yeah. I wish I was in that area to go and see it, but I mean, I guess I'm pretty lucky to be close to Salem and go see, an early screening of this in a theater, because like we got the screening for it, so I just had the experience through my laptop. So to actually be in the cinema.
Let me know how the audio is. I tested the DCP last week and sounded good, but
Okay.
I'm still paranoid because every theater has slightly different speakers unless it's a chain, or even when they do.
Yeah.
Like I saw Halloween Ends with my mom at a theater that shall remain unnamed. Don't say it, Mom. And I didn't say anything because I didn't want to ruin my mom's enjoyment of the movie, but it was totally projected wrong with the wrong colors, and it was like so weird. So can't.
Oh, so I shouldn't try to get them to play the Outwaters.
Please don't.
But no, Cinema Salem, they're really, really good over there. They're independent, but I've been going to their theater for a lot. But yeah, I'll update you on everything. Like,
yeah, let me know if it sounds like the movie. It should.
Yeah.
I mean, I just tested the DCP, so it's fine.
You got it.
I saw Skinamarink over here in the UK at the Prince Charles Cinema in Leicester Square, and they're really. It's like Tarantino's one of his favorite cinemas. That was pretty cool. But yeah, I'd love to see Outwaters in there. That'd be cool. That's what they use it a lot for Fright Fest as well. That cinema.
Well, it'll get UK distribution.
Yeah, very cool. There's a lot of people.
I don't know if it'll be in theaters there. I mean, I would imagine it might, but you'll be able to see it soon, I think.
Yeah, good man. There's a lot of people that I know of that are really dying to see it, and I'm lucky because we got the Screenbox screener, so I'm like, yeah, I've seen it. It's great. You guys are in for a treat.
Well, we played Dead of Night near Liverpool, and we played,
I know that one. I know Stu that runs that.
And I love Stu. Dead in Sudbury, right? Is that and then so those two in the UK.
Cool, man. Yeah, you got Grimfest as well over here. Celluloid Screams. There's a ton that would love this movie. But yeah, Stu's great, man. And funny enough, I was chatting with Stu earlier on today because I'm working on an anthology myself that's hopefully going to be played at Dead of Night later this year. So yeah, man.
Tell Stu Robbie says hi.
You got it.
Dean, I don't know if you have any other questions that you have lined up there.
I was kind of interested more on the techie side of things when we were talking about that a minute ago, and he said you kind of did the sound or the audio in iMovie, right?
Mm-hmm. I don't recommend it, but that's what I did.
Did you edit it in iMovie as well, or did you use like Final Cut?
Yeah, it was all done in iMovie. Again, I don't recommend it.
That's awesome, though.
You did a great job, though, man. It was great.
Thanks. I also I'm not a fan typically of like cross dissolves and effects. There's nothing in the movie that's an effect. Like it's all in camera. There's no. I don't even think. I'm pretty positive there's no slowing down or speeding up of anything either. All the camera movements are me.
Yeah.
Doing things. So in terms of being able to use iMovie, it's just simple cutting.
Right.
It's not ideal because it doesn't export in many options, and luckily it's a found footage movie, so it doesn't really matter. It's going to be the same anyway. But I aim to move on to Premiere.
What did you use to film? What camera did you use as well? Did you use like a
Canon
DSLR?
A Canon 70D.
Okay.
Looks beautiful, man. Looks so beautiful. Everything. Um,
Thanks.
so another thing I wanted to ask, I don't know if this is going to be leading to any spoilers, but I guess we can kind of tiptoe around
I'll,
it.
yeah, I'll just tell you if I don't want to.
So, inspirations for this, was there certain films or just an idea in your head that inspired you to do this?
The original Blair Witch Project, for the base, authenticity wise, what would actually be filmed. I mean, that's just one of my favorite movies. Tree of Life and Knight of Cups and To the Wonder, Terrence Malick, in terms of like how I wanted it to look. But though intentionally, like, my character was a Terrence Malick fan, which, like, such a stretch, not that I have a Terrence Malick book sitting right here. But then I also really loved the first half of, I mean, I love Wolf Creek, but I particularly love the first half of Wolf Creek, where there's not really much going on in terms of horror and you're just getting to know the characters, and it is very slice of life and there's not much drama. I love Wolf Creek. So that was a big one for the first half. Picnic at Hanging Rock in general, in terms of visuals. Can you hear
That
me?
was cool. I like that one.
So those, and the tape from Event Horizon, like the little tape.
Okay,
Ooh.
okay, yeah,
Mhm.
that's awesome. Okay,
So
there's a
describe it
lot
as
of
like
stuff
Blair
going
Witch
on.
meets Event Horizon with Terrence Malick.
Okay,
And I love Wolf Creek.
there's a lot of things. I'm trying not to ask things that may be spoiler, but there's like a lot of things going out there that people are saying this is a cosmic horror movie. Do you agree on that?
You'd have to, then there probably isn't even an official definition of a cosmic horror movie. Like, you know, so in a way, everything's cosmic because we're in the
Yeah.
cosmos. Obviously, this deal, you see some things that
Yeah.
I understand why they're saying that. I wasn't like, I'm gonna make a cosmic horror movie or anything, but there is a lot of that vibe.
Yeah, I saw
I
someone
guess.
saying this is an indie Lovecraftian horror film. I'm like, I can kind of get on that train. I can kind of get on that. But like I said, there's a lot of things that go on in this film that lead you asking questions like that. Like, what is this? Or is this something of its own fruition? And I think it's kind of, it's so original and so out there that I don't really want to pin it on one thing. And that's another reason why I really like this film.
And
It's very like to your imagination and be like, okay, you kind of have to, fill in some of the blanks here. Because like I said, you're not getting a lot of visual cues. It's a lot more audio, and like that's what's leading a lot of the narrative, which I really, really enjoy. Not a lot of films like to rely on audio that much. It's always about visual cues and whatnot. And you taking the leap to do that in a found footage, I think is brilliant.
thanks, it was fun.
And I want more. I want more. So I need more Robbie films. I really, really do.
Well, the other two are, so they're all very different.
Hey, I love that. I love variety.
And then
Yeah,
there obviously
Kingsman
are,
Road was all in New Jersey, and you're not allowed to say anything about that. It's going to be at a festival in March.
yeah, I know, so I want to save it for that. But it's basically like a mystery drama horror.
Oh,
It's shot on mini DV in the 4:3 format. And it's emotional.
hell yeah, dude. I'll keep my eye out for that one for sure. Dean, do you have any other questions you want to throw, man?
I'm done, man. I had a few more, but I don't want to give. We're not doing spoilers, so I can't really use them. So I don't know, man. I guess. What was your kind of favorite horrors growing up? Have you always been a horror fan? What are your biggest
Yeah,
influences?
I always loved horror. My favorite horror movie is Candyman.
Okay.
Jaws has always been my favorite movie in general. So Jaws has just always been my favorite movie. That's horror too. But and leaving Jaws out, Candyman's my favorite horror. Session 9.
Oh yeah, yeah.
Session 9. Wow, you're bringing up
Obviously.
a lot of ones people don't talk about that
I was
much.
gonna say Candyman. You don't often hear people say my favorite movie is Candyman, and it's like, yeah, that was a great movie, wasn't it?
That
It's
was a great
wonderful.
movie.
See, she likes horror. It just has
Well,
to be
he
good.
made me go to all of them. I had to take him to the Angelica Theater in Manhattan to see Session 9, and that was really
Yeah.
creepy.
It was like my
Yeah.
birthday present.
That's awesome. You
I
gotta
just
follow
really
up,
wanted
bro.
to see Session 9. I was like, can we just go see it in the city?
And tell them about your last present at staying in a haunted inn.
Oh, hell
Oh,
yeah.
there's this in New Hope, Pennsylvania, that is really
The Logan
old.
Inn.
And when I was little, like my dad took me on ghost tours in the town that it's in, and they would always talk about this haunted room. And there was I think it was like a Star Ledger, or anyway, the big article. Anyway, I finally got to stay in the haunted room that I've been wanting to stay in since I was like 6. Thanks,
That's awesome.
Mom.
I
That's
love you.
awesome. If you ever come to Salem, you gotta stay in the Hawthorne Hotel because that's haunted too.
I want to go to Salem.
I've been to Salem, but if I come to Salem, I want to visit where all that, because the Real Housewives of New York went to Salem for like a 3-day thing, and I want to go to all those places, and then also obviously other places.
Oh, yeah.
But my priority is like finding out where like some of these fights went down in some of these restaurants
Hell
and
yeah.
getting
I mean, if
a
you're gonna be there
martini.
for the Salem Horror Fest in April, we will be there. So come on down.
If you ever come to the UK, there's a lot of haunted stuff going on over here.
I've been to the UK. I love it.
Oh, cool. Which part? Where have you been? To London?
Yes, I saw Buckingham Palace,
Yeah.
all over. My friend and I, my friend Jen, she was my travel buddy. We went to London, we went to Germany, we went to Hungary. But I loved London, and I liked the food. People were saying, "Oh, the food's terrible." I loved the food. I just got all the things that Londoners eat, like bangers and mash, and
That's
you know.
it. Pie and
Even though I
mash.
think they could chill their beer a little bit more.
Yeah, we did. We're into the craft. Everyone's into the craft beer at the minute. So yeah, we do. A lot of our lagers over here are terrible, but it's all craft beer at the minute, which is.
I'm hoping I'll have a chance to go there for some kind of festival. I'm
Oh
hoping
man, yeah,
they'll
you
fly
should
me out. I'm hoping something where they'll fly me out. Also,
look at
like
Fright Fest.
I speak fairly good French. My accent's good, so I was like trying to tell the international sales agent, like, I would really like to go to France so I can dub my own voice in French. But I really just want to go back to Paris and make out with boys.
Hell yeah, man. That's awesome.
That was another present from Mom. I took him to Paris.
Paris is great. I love Paris. I've been there about 4 times. I love Montmartre. There's the area, the artist district, Montmartre, up near the Sacre Coeur, is a place where you can just sit and drink wine and people watch all day. I love it there.
We loved it. I had such a great time with Robbie, even though I really worried about him when he would go out to bars really late, and I'm just laying there thinking, oh my God, is he going to come home?
So I went to one bar by myself the last night called La Carré in La Marais district, and I was finally like, because we were together the whole time, but I was finally like, okay, I'm at the gay bar, I can like, hook up or something. And was talking to this hot Spanish guy, and then she started yelling at me on the phone to come back. And
he took me to a gay bar, and I was thinner and younger then, and of course, in a gay bar full of gay men, I get this one guy hitting on me, and Robbie was sneakily taking pictures of this guy hitting on me, and he would go, "Oh, you look like the Barbie doll, the Barbie doll." I was much younger then, now I'm not the Barbie doll anymore. Maybe plus size Barbie, but what are you gonna do?
Getting off track.
No, you're lovely. We want to see more Leslie Ann, definitely.
You will. She's in so much Tinsman Road.
Yeah, and that's another thing I wanted to ask too is, Leslie Ann, is there anything else that you're doing outside of Robbie's realm and anything professional right now? Is there anything anybody can look out for?
Well, I'm in a national commercial with Christopher Maloney. For a blip, you could see me doing his makeup from Law and Order.
Look out for that commercial.
All right, go on YouTube right now and look it up.
What's it for, Mom? What's the commercial for?
It's for Tommy Copper. They're things for people who work out, like bandages you would put on your elbow if you're sore, and so he's a spokesperson for Tommy Copper, and a good friend of mine. I'm really happy that Ashley sent me that gig, because now I'm in a commercial. And my brother calls me, he goes, "We were just watching the whole, I didn't even know I was in it." And they just, were doing behind the scenes. I didn't realize they were filming me touching him up. So he's like, I was watching the Hallmark Channel with my wife, and I swear it was you touching up Christopher Maloney. I'm like, what? I didn't know that.
That's awesome.
But do you have any things that you're working on that people can look out for, like a project is what they're asking?
No, I do a lot of commercials, pharmaceuticals. I just did a thing about the Princeton legendary coach from Princeton University. That is a documentary that's going to be on, I think it's CBS.
Okay.
Half the time I go to work, I don't even know who I'm working for or what I'm doing, but that was really fun. It was a legendary coach from Princeton University who passed away recently, so they're doing a documentary on him. I did some work on the Janet Jackson documentary.
Oh wow, that's awesome.
No, I didn't work with her, but
it's still awesome though, having that as a credit. That's really, really cool.
But the coolest thing my mom did was she was the makeup artist on the reality show The Sorrentinos, which is an offshoot of Jersey Shore.
Oh yes.
Oh, nice.
Yes,
I'm very proud of my Jersey roots.
I did all the Sorrentino family, the situation, and his mom, who I adore, and his brothers and his sister.
Yeah.
Oh, that's awesome.
I did the makeup for his beautiful wife for their engagement party at the Jersey Shore. Yeah, that was really fun. I love reality television. Unfortunately, I don't really, get much of that anymore.
Well,
that's fun.
That's awesome. So everybody, keep your eye out for anything that they're doing, and keep your eye out for when the movie goes to theaters. It's February 19th, right? I keep getting this wrong. 9th. I don't know. For some reason, my mind always says the 19th. So February
just think
9th.
of second 9. The 9th.
So keep
That's my lucky number. Number 9 is my lucky number.
There you go, Dean. And,
number 7 is mine when Robbie was born, the 7th.
Oh, I was born on the 9th of the 9th, 1979, and on the 9th of the 9th, 1999, I was 19.
Oh, well, that's a good number for you then. I know everybody says 7, but it's mine because Robbie was born on the 7th.
All right.
Yeah.
So this was awesome. Thank you, Robbie and Leslie Ann, for taking some time, and Leslie Ann, especially you on the road having to pull over with some craziness going on. But you know what? It makes great.
My husband
great
was
content.
freaking out, and I was like getting an asthma attack. Because I'm like, oh my God, how am I good? We're going to be in the tunnel. I'm not going to be able to do it. But luckily, you delayed it, and we had just gotten out of the tunnel. So.
Well,
it's been great having you on. You're such a blast. I love it.
I love you guys.
Well, I mean, thank you for wanting to come on and talk and whatnot. And honestly, really, thank you to Screenbox Alex, because he hooked us up with everybody. Really, he was like, okay, so we have like interview opportunities for pretty much the whole cast. I'm like, okay, give it to us. So we're trying to champion this movie as much as we possibly can, because it's a great film.
Thank you.
And,
thanks for that.
I really want.
You have a fantastic honeymoon as well.
Thanks. Yes. Thanks. We're gonna beautiful honeymoon, and I just want Robbie to make enough money to pay off his student loans.
Yeah.
Well,
that's the goal.
Hell yeah. And Robbie,
School of Visual Arts in New York City. That's where he went.
Yeah.
Robbie, you keep doing what you're doing, man. Keep doing it.
Thanks. I'm excited for people to see my mom in Tinsman Road. Seriously, she's so good. I'm excited about it.
I'm definitely going to be keeping my eye out for that. Feel free to email me when it's an opportunity for somebody to see it or whatnot, and I'll try to get there. And Dean, I'm sure you'll try to support it as well and whatnot.
Yeah, 100%. Yeah.
And everybody else who's listening and or watching, keep your eyes out for the Outwaters. Make sure you're going to be subscribed to Screenbox, because it will be coming to Screenbox, I believe, shortly after the theatrical run, which is really, really cool. And seeing more indie films in theaters, I think, is a great thing. And it's saving a lot of theaters, really. It's saving a lot of smaller indie, cinemas out there that are showing indie horror films. Like you were saying, Leslie Ann, people are saying that horror is saving cinemas, and it's true. It really, really is. Because people want to go out there and be scared and see wacky films, especially like the Outwaters.
Well, the millennials, they're very devoted to horror, so they are bringing people back to the theaters. So thanks, millennials.
And James Cameron.
Yes. Yes. So thank you guys so much for doing this. And Dean,
thank you so much.
Thank y'all. Mom,
you.
text me when you're home.
Yes, I will.
Hell yeah. Dean, as always, thank you for being here as well.
No worries, my brother.
Dean,
Sorry.
I wish I could have seen your face.
Oh, I'm so sorry I wasn't on. I can show you real quick, but you don't want to see it.
Yeah, I want to see your face. I just see this little white.
Yeah, he's a gray box today, is what I'm calling him.
I'm a grey box, yeah.
Dean.
Oh, I'll see. I don't know what the lighting's like, but it's so. I'm so.
Well, look at my lighting. I'm in the parking lot of Michael's Arts and Crafts.
It's like gone midnight here in the UK, and I've been working.
Oh yeah, it's 8.
And I look terrible right now. So.
Hey.
Oh no, you don't. You look.
I mean, you could have my camera that keeps it glitching out.
Yeah.
Or you could be sitting in the dark, but we all die in the dark, don't we?
We all die in the dark.
Yes.
Yeah, absolutely. Yeah, no, I've been a bit of a wreck. It's been like such a busy day, and I'm kind of like, I was wild and woolly. I was like, oh no, they don't need to see me today. But
you see somebody's shining their headlights on me right now.
And also for everybody listening, keep an eye out for Dean's hot sauce collabs that are coming out very, very soon. He just landed one with Spider One of Power Man 5000, which is awesome, and a bunch of other stuff that you got going on. So make sure you're checking out Dean on Dean of the Dead Hot Sauce.
Oh yeah, with Terrifier as well.
Good, Dean.
Oh, we're doing one with Terrifier as well. We're doing the Terrifier guys. So yeah,
Robbie, we need a hot sauce.
Yeah.
That's where you like eat the hot sauce and.
My husband loves hot sauce.
Hell yeah. All right. So I think this is pretty much all we have for this episode. Thank you for everybody who was here and taking the time to talk to us and spreading more words about the Outwaters.
Thank you.
This interview, I guess we'll put it up. Dean, should we do it this Friday or should we do it next week?
Whenever, yeah. I mean,
do it soon.
All right, we'll do it Friday. Yeah. Why the hell not? We'll drop this on Friday.
Yeah, let's get some more hype.
Let's do it.
So
thank you guys so much for doing this, and we'll see everybody.
Thank you guys.
In the next
Good luck
one.
with your hot sauce.
Thank you. Enjoy your honeymoon.
Okay.